quick little rundown. We got Lynn Holt in the house. Got Dirt Track in the house. Hope y'all are doing well. We got 2 people in, 2 thumbs up. I appreciate that. I'm sure more will jump in. I just wanted to kind of jump on before the official time. Since I'm doing it this way, it's a little different for the countdown. I can't come on early and start chatting and all that stuff. It just sends me automatically live. But yeah, we're going to have a fun one tonight. And I'm sure y'all have questions, so bring them up. Let's see. Hey, Scott, how are you, sir? Hope you were doing well. Well, we'll give it a couple minutes. Do want to get this drink in, though. We've got some Buffalo Trace. Cheers, everyone. First drink of the evening. But y'all get you a drink. Get comfortable. If you got questions, we're going to let it rip. So, but yeah, tonight I was going to talk about, about the hype. I have all kinds of people, send messages periodically on guns. Are you going to get this gun? Are you going to get that gun? And it has nothing to do with the video, these recent videos that I put out. I've had some questions and people asking and stuff like that. So, but we'll get into it in just a minute. It's just now 7 o'clock. So, but I hope y'all are doing well. Can you still see and hear me? Yeah, okay, the countdown's going. I just want to make sure it didn't cut off. The wife is outside walking around in the skimpy shorts. So, yeah, we got some more people coming in. Got 5 now. But yeah, I've had a lot of questions about, are you going to get this gun? Are you going to get that gun? I saw this gun on this channel. I saw that gun on this channel, blah, blah, blah. What's up, Pistol Pete? How are you? He said, I bought some gun. Some gun what? What's up, Armsman? How are you? Oh, gun grips. Cool. What kind did you get? I guess you got some locks. Yeah, I spoke with Armsman today. We had a nice little conversation. Sorry I had to cut you off early, man. I had that, but those calls, I had to return that call. But what kind did you get, Pistol Pete? Desert Ironwood 1911 grips. Desert Ironwood. I don't know if I've ever heard of Desert Ironwood. Yeah, because hello, Lake Ozark guy. How are you, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Hoo-ha! Yep. Had to get that good old whiskey in. Let me get another drink, because that was good. Wood caliber. Good old Buffalo Trace. Oh, and it was funny. I sent it to some of the guys today because I thought it was funny. I found me some Buffalo Trace soap. So it's men's bar soap. It's one of those big, huge, it's Duke Cannons. It's one of those big, huge brick soaps. And it was Buffalo Trace. I think it's sandalwood and Buffalo Trace. But I was like, that's pretty cool. So I ordered it. Got 3 big old bars of it. Hopefully I like it. Matter of fact, the bars are so big, I cut them in half. Rich B is in the house. I do like me some WC, yeah. But yeah, I kind of, like I said, I was getting some questions on the last videos I put out. Hello, David Bennett. About, oh, I saw this on a video. Are you going to buy that gun, this gun, that gun? I'm not the just run out and buy a gun guy anymore. I've got plenty of striker fires, plenty of double action, single action, plenty of single action. And I do have some revolvers. I'm just not a huge revolver guy, but I do own some. But I've kind of been there and done that. And there's nothing revolutionary that I'm actually seeing that's coming out. There's really not. You're just kind of putting lipstick on a pig, so to say. I'm not trying to be rude to some of the gun manufacturers, but if you bought last year's striker fire model, it's probably not going to be it's going to be the same as this year's striker fire model from the same manufacturer, especially. Hello, Pranic. How are you, sir? Oh, Pranic. Also, I don't know if you're off any days this week, like Thursday or Friday, but I want to try to get you that box. If if you'll be at home or whatever, or if you want me to drop it off at your house or something like that, I can do that and just leave it on the porch. Just let me know because I do want to get you that. I've been telling you that for what, 4.5, 5 months now. It's been sitting in the back of my truck, so I need to get it to you. That Prime I was talking to you about is gone. Oh, somebody bought the Prime. Okay. Thank you, A Barnes. Yeah, everybody hit the thumbs up. We've got 20 people in the house. 8 thumbs up. Okay. Yeah, just shoot me a text or something, Pranic. But, where I was kind of going with this is don't get, because an influencer, and I guess some people say I'm an influencer, but don't get hung up in the influencer, thing. I got to have this gun. I got to have that gun. Really think about it. And if it fits a role that you need or and I'm not saying you have to need it, you can also want it. But, just because your favorite YouTuber bought it doesn't mean you have to buy it if you've got one very similar. It's not, the guns I'm seeing, especially now, they're not revolutionary at all. And even like the 2011s, I mean, it's a double stack 1911 in a 9mm, or other caliber, which I love 1911s and 2011s. I mean, I think y'all know that. And also, as far as the 2011, man, the market is becoming flooded with 2011s. What's up, Trigger Bar? How are you, buddy? It is becoming a flooded market with 2011s. I mean, everybody and their brother seems to be making a 2011. Now, I'm not talking about, the Oracle and stuff like that. I'm talking about a real 2011, that takes 2011 mags. And then also, everybody's like, oh, I don't know what to buy in a 2011 and stuff. If you're not vested in 2011s, I highly recommend Bull Armory. I mean, it's a great 2011 and the price point's not bad at all. Pistol Pete says, I've never shot a 2011 or a Glock. Okay, well, hell. Wood caliber is some of my favorites for checkered. Cherokee Hills, High Figure, Hallsway, make some nice ones too. Way back in the day, a lot of people use the wood grips, but what I found, and this was from carrying a 1911 all the time, just with humidity, heat, probably the sweat off my hands and stuff like that, I was getting some cracking in them pretty bad. I know they're way better than they were back in the day, but I was getting some cracking on them, and I went away from them as quick as possible. But they look really nice on some guns. Hello, Boomer. How are you? It says, been gone for a few weeks. Are you doing better? Yeah, I'm good, man. Cheaper than a Staccato? Yeah, they are cheaper than a Staccato. They have proprietary mags, if that's a big deal. To some people, it is to me because I'm heavily invested in standard 2011 mags. So, but if you're not, I highly recommend Bull Armory. I'm not paid by them. I don't even own one, but I've shot plenty of them. I've shot like 3 of them and I liked them. Nothing wrong with them at all. Especially now that they've gone away from all MIM parts. That's even better. Bored with a nail in the end. I don't know what the hell are y'all talking about. There's just wood, Oh. Yeah, go for wood. Go for a piece here, go for a piece there. But I was just saying, don't get sucked into the hype. If you can, go put your hands on it, see what you think about it before you buy it. You might have a gun that's very similar at home that, you're just like, man, it just feels like the one that I have at home. So, and of course, I know that there's like Glock guys who have every single Glock. There's CZ guys who have every single CZ, blah, blah, blah. What's your thoughts on the MIM versus stamped SIG parts? I guess somebody's watching a video right now. They're sending a bunch of messages about it. On a lot of the striker fire guns, even Glock and stuff like that, they have a lot of MIM parts. If they're MIM'd correctly, and if you don't know what MIM is, metal injection molding, depending on who does them, you know, they're not bad. But I have had, and I'll just be honest with you, I have had SIG MIM parts break, literally. That's why SIG hates me. I had a SIG 1911 hammer that was MIM break. I had a SIG trigger bar break on a 1911. I had the X5, you know, it was a guide rod, but you know, I really don't like MIM parts if I can get away from them. And on 1911s and 2011s, you can get away from them. So I'm a big proponent of forged or, you know, other parts, tooled steel, tooled steel parts if I can get them. You know, they last a hell of a lot longer too. And you can, when you're fitting like, you know, the sear and things like that, you can do some blending on it where a lot of MIM parts you can't because you'll damage the integrity of it. But I'm just not yeah, and they are from India. Hell, it's got them all over the packages. Yeah, cast parts. Yep. Yeah, SIG hates me. They literally hate me. But that's fine. I hate them too. Let's see here. Oh, man. That was an excellent interview with Tim. Yeah, man, that was so horrible. That is the trifecta for Big J. MIM stamped and SIG. Yeah, that's pretty much gets me wound up. Triggerbar says allegedly the P320 debacle is because of SIG replaced a designated stamp part with a MIM part made in India. They are failing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever know the true reason behind that. Supposedly the SIG armor or SIG whatever is supposed to release a video, I believe. Yeah, and I could only watch, I think I watched like 24 or 26 minutes of that video, and it was horrible. I mean, he was Phil Strader, and I've met Phil Strader in person. Harry and I met him in person. You know, he seemed like a really nice guy, but he's basically throwing Safariland under the bus, saying that Safariland is the reason that the guns are going off. Okay, Glocks have been in Safarilands with X300s, CZs, all these other brands, but their gun is the only one going off on Safariland holsters. I call bullshit. With a lot of them, when you have an opening for the flashlight, it is kind of open on the back. I will say that, but they carried M&Ps, they carried Glocks, they carried all these other guns, and they never mysteriously just went off. Could some of them be due to this? Yeah, they could. But a flood of them, I just don't buy it. But for Phil Strader to throw Safariland literally under the bus, which supplies LE, military, they are the largest holster manufacturer, especially even for government contracts, like in the world. And I'm like, are you really doing this, Phil? Is this really happening right now? And I'm just like, holy shit, he is. So, you know, getting keys in them, I'm just like, oh, Jesus. I mean, I was really flabbergasted that he was throwing them that far under the bus. And it's blame everyone except them. You know, and I just can't get down with that. And you know, they've already publicly came out and said we were, you know, grifters and anti-2A and all this other bullshit that they've claimed that, you know, that we're, because we don't believe in them. You know, I mean, and if you notice, there's been certain YouTubers that they may have not been paid, but if you look on their channel, they have a shitload of SIG products, free SIG products that has been given to them. Some of them, if you totaled them up, they're going to be 15, 20 grand, 10 grand. I mean, we're talking rifles, optics, pistols. I mean, you know, that is payment. I don't care if they're writing you a check or they're giving you a bunch of shit. That's product. And also, even on those videos where they've sent it in, there's no, you'll see on mine it says paid endorsement or whatever, because I put that on there, even though they're not paying me, it's free product. So I'm being honest, because the FCC is you're supposed to do that if you've gotten free product. And I'll also in the video say, hey, they sent this in, blah, blah, blah. But I don't see those in any of their videos. So, and also for Mac to go from Indiana, that's where he lives, to New Hampshire, I mean, you usually got to take a plane. Who paid for that flight? Who paid for the hotel? Who paid for the food? They don't disclose any of that in the video. I mean, that's payment. So I don't know, man. Yeah, Pistol Pete, Mac used to pump the shit out of CZ. They cut him off and now he's dead to them. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's all about who gives what. So I don't know. I mean, I just think, man, if you've screwed up, you need to say, hey, I screwed up. Hello, Kate. But yeah, I call bullshit on a lot of this stuff they were bringing out. Let me try to catch back up. Yep, Ron Cohen runs another. Yep, he did it to Kimber, and now he's doing it to Sig. I would be surprised if he's around much longer. I tell you, they are hemorrhaging. I guarantee you they're hemorrhaging. Boomer says, does a hammered fire gun with a safety have a smoother trigger than the one with a decocker? Yes, it does. Anytime you add a decocker and a firing pin block, it's not as smooth as one without a firing pin block and a decocker. And I'm not saying the Shadow 2 Carry is bad. It's not a bad trigger. It's just not as good as the Shadow 2 Compact, if that's what if that's a particular gun. But yeah, it's basically comes down to this. I didn't do anything, they did this. Yeah, thank you, Scott. Yeah, kick him out of here. Oh, the focus trip, yep. With the SIG employee, then forgotten weapons response, yep. And focus trip also, was talking about certain videos he's put out that Ian didn't watch, or did watch one but didn't watch the other, or whatever. But man, with all the videos, it's hard to watch all the videos. I mean, I totally understand that. I can't watch everybody's videos. I try to, especially the people that I follow, and some of the smaller content creators, even smaller than me, bigger than me. There's selected ones, but when I watch them, that kind of goes along with the hype that I'm talking about. When I watch them, I take everyone, I don't care if they're big, small, whatever, even myself. I mean, I hope y'all do this. I take them with a grain of salt. I watch them if I'm interested in that particular gun, or whatever it might be. I take it with a grain of salt. I watch it and I'm like, okay, I'm a grown-ass man. I can make my own decisions. I don't need an influencer to tell me what to buy. I've been doing this shit a long time. I'm in sales, because some people are salesmen on YouTube. I get it. And they're getting kickbacks and, all these other things. But, I just try to give my honest opinion of how I feel about it. Maybe not how you feel about it or how your brother feels about it, but how I feel about it, because that's the only thing I can do. So, but yeah, this 320 thing is a shitstorm. I think it's going to get worse, way worse, before it gets better. I know SIG is probably struggling hard, man. They're losing contracts left and right, with police departments and stuff like that. People are going away from that product. I don't blame them. It's just not a good situation. So I'm sure they're struggling right now. SIG isn't just, Pistol Pete said, SIG isn't just hurting their image on their 320. They are permanently damaging their company's image. Correct. Yep. that was going to be a shit stain on their name. And like, oh, what's his name from The Lion King? I don't know if I can financially ever recover from this. What whiskey? This is Buffalo Trace. That's kind of my go-to. Yeah, metal guns, 226, 229s, metal X5s. I mean, no problem with their metal guns. I just wouldn't give two shits for their polymer guns. And I only own one, and that's the SIG P322. It's not a gun I would defend my life with or anything like that. It's just a plinker, and it actually functions great. I do not have one that fouls the barrel, lead fouls. If y'all have seen the videos, you can go back and look at them. I actually have a borescope. I've gone in the barrel with the borescope on the video, shown everybody what's inside of it, and mine's clean. I don't scrub it. I don't decopper it. I don't, do all that bullshit. I don't have time for that. But it's not lead fouling up like some of them did. I got an early production one right when it first came out. And I've heard that those are good, but I've heard some of the newer ones are not good, and that's why they're lead fouled. So I don't know. I don't have one of those, so can't say that. Trigger bar saying thumbs up. Yeah, please. 30 people in, 14 thumbs up. So I appreciate that. YouTube has really been throttling my videos. Even Armsman brought this up. He hadn't been getting alerts. He went and looked, and YouTube unsubscribed him. I had a guy that said that he watched one of my CZ videos, one of my older ones. I think it was on a TSO or the original Shadow 2. He subscribed, said I subscribed, and I guess he went and watched another video. When he went on the other video that I recommended, or that was recommended, it was showing he was unsubscribed. So y'all can check your subscriptions. I appreciate it if you like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. But I am really being throttled hard. YouTube apparently doesn't like me, so. Pistol Pete right there is saying, I haven't been seeing alerts in your live streams for a while. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, they are really hammering me hard. They did come back and I guess it was a link or something that I'd put on a video. They got pissed off about it and demonetized a couple of old videos. One of them was like 3 years old. I don't know why, but they did. But it is what it is. I mean, CommieTube is at it again. But yeah, I mean, as far as y'all know, and I've been talking about it for a long, long time, I've been done with SIG forever. And this just really put the icing on the cake for me. So, but it is what it is. Pranic says he never sees alert for my live streams either. But, like I said, I appreciate y'all. We got the loyal people. But what I did want to talk about is what I've got that I'm putting in I'm going to be putting in the rotation. And Trigger Bar actually kind of helped me come up with this, or had an idea. And I know I've been talked about it, but I pulled the name, I guess, because he had brought it up. And I was like, okay, I can tweak that and kind of put my own spin on it. But I'm going to be doing a new series, and it's called Back of the Safe. And it's bringing some guns out that I have. And this is going to be ones y'all have seen and ones you have not seen. So I will be showing some that you have not seen at all, and digging out some guns and showing them. But I'm going to title the series Back of the Safe, because a lot of them are in the far back of multiple safes. So I'm going to start digging stuff out. And these are guns that I own, that I like. Some of these I have 2 of. Some of these I have 3 of. So I'll have them all, if I own multiples, I'll have them all pulled out. But, and then I'll give my responses of what I think about them currently. Do I want to keep them? What do I like? What I dislike? I've had a lot of people kind of asking about that, so I thought, hey, I'll do that. So, yeah, I'll bring out the old Jimenez. Yeah, holy shit, man, that's a blast from the past. Scott says he doesn't get notifications for my videos either. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But I don't control that. I mean, that's all YouTube. But I know that's why they're throttling me, because I had a lot of people, even Armsman's, ask like, "Why don't you have more subscribers?" I'm like, YouTube hates me. SIG, YouTube. I mean, I'm used to it. So it is going to be called Back of the Safe. So if y'all want to tune in for that. Also, a lot of people have asked about this, so I'm going to do it. My Lynx bags. I have many Lynx bags, Lynx Defense. I love their bags. They're US made, Berry compliant, all that good stuff. I am going to be going through, because I have some bags set up for certain items, like my custom black with the orange trim, the orange liner. It has certain guns that live in it. Just being honest with you, I just take the whole thing and chunk it in the safe, in one of the safes. I have guns that pretty much live in it, because that is the bag for those guns. So when I grab that bag, I know which ones I'm shooting, because they're all in that bag. So y'all will get to see that. But I'm going to be, start kind of doing what's in the range bag, because I've had a lot of people asking about that. So I'm going to be going over the Lynx products. And then I've got some rifle bags and things like that. So we'll do that with those too. Yeah, Sky's gone. So, not in Big J's safe now. I don't have a Jimenez and I don't have a Sky. I've owned a Sky in the past and it was a piece of shit. I've talked about it before. A big piece of shit. So I see why they went out of business. That gun was a freaking cluster. Horrible. Pins falling out of it. Barrels crashing into the slide. I mean, that thing was a piece of shit. So, yeah, I do not ever recommend one of those. If you find one used for $50, save your $50. Yeah, the pins would fall out. I mean, it's just, the mags were shit. I mean, they're just junk guns. So, also, I want to know what y'all would like to see. If there anything specific that y'all want to see, if it is, fire it up. I'll write it down, and we'll just tear this off and kind of use this as a sheet. Because I've got notes written down here on my board, or on my notebook. But I'm going to go over some round counts on some of these guns, because some of these guns that I own, man, I've got 10,000 rounds. I even have my very, very first gun, first pistol that I've ever owned. Very first pistol, I still have it. So a lot of people have asked about it, so I'm going to go over it. And it's a nice one. It's not a piece of shit. It's a very, very, very nice gun. It's a very first pistol. So, and I do have historical guns as well. I've got some from the German War. I've got some that are over 100 years old that y'all do not know about, that I've never shown on video. I even have one from, I don't even know how old would that be? Yeah, I have some that are over 100 years old. So, matter of fact, 3 of them are right here. I have some from 1903. I have a couple you've probably only seen in like old Western movies. So, I have a bunch of guns y'all have never seen. So I was like, you know what? I need to pull those out. Those will be passed down. A lot of them will be. I have my very first deer rifle that I killed my first deer with. And I have one rifle that I have killed 3 deer with before I was even 21. So, matter of fact, one of them is right there up on the wall. If you can see it, that's Billy Jack. I named him that. I shot him when I was, how old was I? Man, he's an old sucker. I think I shot him when I was 17 or 18, maybe. I've got some in the front room. I mean, I've killed a bunch of deer, but just 3 with this particular rifle. So I'll show that rifle if anybody's interested. But a lot of those rifles will be passed down to my grandkids. Matter of fact, I even thought about kind of moving one of my safes to my son-in-law's house and just start loading it up with stuff that I want to give now while, you know, I'm here, and to get rid of some shit, to be honest with you. Because I think he would appreciate it. No, I don't have an asbestos carry bag. No, I don't have one of those. No, it's not. It was made, I think it was made in 1903. No, it's not a Springfield. Have you heard about the, what is that? Biopades? I don't know what that is, John. Love old guns, weird designs, because they were still trying to figure out how to make them right. And wood furniture, which you just don't see that much anymore. Yeah, and I even have one that is not the factory stock, but it has a really cool story, and so I'll share that story. And I've shared it in the past. If you go way, way back, you've seen that gun that I'm talking about, and it is a rifle. But I'll let y'all figure it out if you want to go back and look. But yeah, I want to start passing some of this down right now. I mean, I'm not going anywhere, hopefully, for a long time, but I just want to start passing some of this stuff down now. So I've already pretty much said that I'm just going to give him one of my safes and start filling it up, because a lot of these I won't ever sell, because, you know, I do want them passed down. So Biopades. Okay, no, I'm not familiar with that one. Scott says it's probably a Mauser. Maybe. But, so, you know, let me know if there's anything else y'all would like to see other than, you know, back of the safe. Because I think, you know, a lot of that y'all will be interested in, especially if I have 2 and 3 of the guns. Because there's a reason. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. If there's a gun I really, really like, I'm going to have 2 copies of it. So, also, I do want to start shooting rifles and PDWs as my leg gets better. And just so you know, got the old cane here, but I've been walking around the house with no cane. It's not fast, but I've been holding the cane and walking around the house. So pretty happy about that. Not perfect by any means, but, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, I'm trying to bend it when I walk more, because I want to try to get a decent stance when I'm at the range. And I know, you know, I didn't shoot horrible groups, but they're not my normal groups. And I like to shoot fast. So, you know, but Clyde says, I'd like to see that 12-inch 308. Yes, I want to shoot that again. But I am, as I get better, and I know that I'm very stable to walk without a cane, I am going to go do some outdoor shooting. So it's not just indoor shooting. I want to go to ETTS in Waxahachie and do some outdoor shooting, not running around, but, you know, get a little distance. And I'm not a precision shooter. I'll never claim to be honest with you. And I hope y'all know this. I don't fib to anyone, but I'm not the best at like arranging, and, you know, I'm not the scope guru and all that. So there's a lot that I want to learn even at my age. You know, we can always learn something. So I want to be more proficient at that. And it's been a while since I've actually done it. It's probably been, because Jacob passed like 2.5 years ago. So the last time I went, I shot 1,250 yards. I got it on video if you want to look at it. I shot his 338 Lapua, and that was his. That wasn't mine, because it's a freaking $15,000 gun with the scope and everything. And I shot that 1,250 yards. So that's the farthest I've ever been out with the rifle. I was shooting my Lancer 308 at like 650 yards. I think that's on video too. Getting some good hits. but it's not a cheap rifle either. But I'm not a precision guy. I'm not the X-Ring guy. But yeah, Rich B says your rehab will consist of many small victories. Walking, not using the cane is certainly one. Actually, a big victory. Yeah, no, I agree. Oh, the steel was trash. Matter of fact, Pranic, maybe you and I can go if you want to do that. I'll let you shoot my rifles and stuff if you want to do that. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Big J, you can work on some CQB work at home, clearing the house. I've actually done that with a pistol and a cane. Man, I was bored when all this shit was going on. I've dry fired my whole room apart. That light switch, where the hell is it? There's a light switch, right? You can't see it, but there's a light switch on the other side of that wall. I've worn that thing out with dry fire, but you can only do so much of that, and then you lose your mind. I've even used my Mantis to make dry fire more fun, but again, you can only do so much of that. I mean, I've got multiple Mantises. I've got the laser one. I've got, I even have the dry fire mag for my Glock. I've got all that stuff, but I can only do so much of that, and then I get bored. So, Pranic says I'm down. Still love ETTS, but the pistol steel range needs work. Yeah, no, maybe we can just go out there, load all the crap up in the truck, and go. And you're welcome to go. Yeah. Also, and I've talked about this before, I want to get the 5.7 Rock and let my wife shoot it. I want to get her. I'm just going to basically screw the suppressor on it, let her shoot it, take the suppressor off, let her shoot it. And I'm just going to kind of not say a word, just say, hey, shoot this, see what she thinks about it, and get her honest opinion. I'm not going to tell her anything. I'm not going to even tell her what it is. I'm just going to let her shoot it to see what she thinks about it. I think it's a fun-ass gun. A lot of people underestimate 5.7. I mean, I think it definitely has its place. It's way more reliable than 22, and she is a beast with a 22. I mean, she loves all my 22s. She said this is the most fun gun that I have, and she shoots it like a boss with a dot. So she's definitely a dot person. I've asked her about the irons, let her shoot iron guns and dot guns. She loves dots. So she's all about that. I've taught her target focus, and I'm not a trainer. I'm not a professional by any means. I never claimed to be. But I've taught her about the target focus, and she does very well with it. So I want to see what she does with the Rock 5.7. I'm really excited about her trying it. Also, like I said, I want to do rifles and PDWs. I also own many, many shotguns. Got rid of a lot of them, but I still own probably too many of them. I used to collect Wingmasters. I don't know if y'all know that. I think I brought it up before, but I think I had 12 or 13 Wingmasters because I used to do skeet back in the day. My dad enjoyed that, so we did skeet, trap, shit like that. And I wasn't a professional, don't claim to be, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. So we did that. But I've sold all my Wingmasters. I don't own any Wingmasters now. I sold a lot of them prior to the cough because they were just sitting there taking up space. And when I did that, I was able to get rid of one safe, so I only have 4 safes now. So, and I'll be giving my son-in-law a safe. So, and he's going to pay to move it to his house because I'm not moving that sucker. But, I'll put some items in it for him. So, because I have, as of right now, I think I've got, I have 5 or 6 shotguns. 2 are exactly the same. They're 55 inches with the +9 tubes. They've got extended Nordic tubes on them and vented barrels. And there's 2 of the exact same ones. I'm a big Mossberg fan because I've talked about it with the safety on the top, on the Tang, because the little push button doesn't work for me because I have big ass hands. So I'm a big Mossberg fan. I'll let you guess what shotguns they are. Trigger Bar says, I was trap shooting today. Damn. Fun course at an old factory quarry. That's awesome, man. I haven't been trap shooting or skeet shooting in forever. That would be fun. And I could just stand there. So that would actually be a lot of fun. I used to really enjoy that. Matter of fact, the last time I shot a shotgun was with Jacob. He was throwing hand clays. And I was blasting him. I didn't bring my shotgun that day. I was using his Benelli, and I was tearing it up. And he was like, holy shit, I didn't know you were that good at shotguns. I was like, shit, I hadn't shot shotguns in 100 years. But it was a lot of fun. Oh, wanted a nice over-under? I only have, I have one over-under right now. It's a Browning. But yeah, no, I like over-unders. A lot of mine they're bird guns, but they're not over-unders, so to say. I don't have any side-by-sides. Never owned one. Clyde says, looking at the new Mossberg Aftershock 990. Yeah, I mean, that's a cool option. I'm just weird about the bird's head setup. Not saying it's not practical for a lot of people, but for me, it's not really, I don't know. It's not really that cool to me. Because it's so small, that's the only thing with me. I'm a huge 590 A1 fan. I love that shotgun for a defensive shotgun. That is my favorite shotgun. I've had all the Remingtons and, all that shit, but I'm a huge 590 A1 fan. I really, really, really enjoy that pump shotgun. And if you had to give me a pump or a semi, I'm taking a pump. Just being honest, because you can shoot high brass, low brass. I mean, you can shoot shit ammo or high-end ammo. I mean, they're not finicky like some of the semi-automatics are. So I'm definitely enjoy pump shotguns. Matter of fact, I have been pheasant hunting, quail hunting. I've kicked all my uncle's asses at shooting pump shotguns, and they shot high-end semi-autos. I do have one semi-auto that I will never get rid of. It's one of my favorites, and I'll show that in the video because it's got sentimental meaning to me, so I'll never get rid of that shotgun. And it's a high-end shotgun. It's not a piece of shit. It's a very nice shotgun. I don't have any $10,000 shotguns or anything like that, though. Rich B says, do the lock grips come with the magwell? Or hang on, do lock grips with the magwell make a huge difference being able to get a good grip on the Shadow 2 compact stock? Doesn't cut it with my hand size. Hell yeah, it does. I mean, I've got XXL hands. These are not baby hands. I mean, look at them. They're huge. So I've got to have a magwell, and yes, it makes a huge difference. I can't shoot the Shadow 2 compact without a magwell. I mean, my hand hangs off the bottom. So yeah, I love the magwell. And of course, you got to get the shorter grips if you're running a magwell. So yes, it makes a huge difference. I'm a big magwell fan. I love the magwell. The CZ Stagecoach side-by-side, call it creepy. Joe, yeah. I mean, I like side-by-sides. I think they're cool as shit. The coach guns, I really like them. Clyde Cumberland says, I have a Remington 887 Nitro, but really like the safety setup on the Mossberg better. It just works for me. It just always has. I hate the push button. I've had 870s. Matter of fact, I think I only own one 870 now, if I remember right. I got to look in the safe, but I'm not a big 870 fan. I mean, it's a great shotgun. It works. It works great. Don't get me wrong. But I hate the freaking safeties. They drive me crazy. And, when I'm shooting with my uncles, they're a bunch of, I don't shoot with them anymore, but they're a bunch of goofballs. Because when we go pheasant hunting, I would be the guy yelling hen or cock. Okay, there's a difference. One is male, one is female. Those dumb SOBs are shooting freaking hens, and I'm like, you can't do that. Matter of fact, I'll tell a funny story. went pheasant hunting with my uncles. And what we do is we line up. We have a rope, or it's kind of like a, I don't know, it's like a thick string, and we have beer cans that they have drank, because I don't really drink beer, filled with pea gravel, hanging across this rope with knots tied in it. And we're going through there shaking it because pheasant burrow down, so we want to kick them up. So we're shaking those cans of pea gravel, and when they fly, we drop the cans, we shoot. One of my uncles shot a freaking hen when I yelled hen, and if you don't know the difference, it's tail feathers between a hen and a cock. And they shot a freaking hen. I was like, hen, no shoot. That's what I said. Boom. One of my uncles popped one off. He shot it. He killed it. I shot a cock. I shot multiple cocks. He freaking, and I let him have all the birds. He took one of the cocks, because it was a very pretty hen. He took one of the cocks, stripped the feathers, took it to the, matter of fact, my mom ended up selling this because he ended up giving it to her later, or giving it to my dad later. And he took a hen and put the cock tail feathers from the taxidermy guy. He mounted a hen, and you can look at the beak, it's different from a cock. He took the cock feathers and had the taxidermist mount the hen with cock feathers on it. And I'm like, you ignorant. Now, most people would not know that, but it is different. So yeah, that's what he did. So later on down the road, when he wanted to take it off his mantle, he ended up giving it to my dad. And my dad thought it was a cock. And I was like, that's a hen. That's the one he shot. I'm not going to say his name in case he's watching. But I'm like, that is not a real cock. So anyway, that was like the funny little story on that. Let's see here. Rich B says, Locke offers way too many color choices. Yes, they do. That's why I say, you know, I enjoy getting multiple options from them. You know, and a lot of them I've bought. A lot of them they sent to me. Y'all know that. I've been working with Locke for 7 years now. I mean, they make incredible products, but you know, I even thought about doing a Locke giveaway for y'all, just getting with the guys and just being like, hey, you know, I'll do a Locke giveaway, and then have it set up as a code or something that whoever the winner gets, they give this code and they get a free set of Locke grips. And I'll probably do that. So be looking for that. I'm going to start giving back to y'all, like I talked about with the dots and, you know, probably some flashlights and stuff like that. I'll start donating some of this stuff back to y'all. Holsters, you know, whatever we need to do. But like I said, I want to start giving back to y'all because y'all do a lot for me. So let me catch back up here. Go with black. Yeah, black is boring. Gotta have something different. I can't stand black. Armsman said, man, I still need to get my grips and magwell from Locke. Shake my head. Yeah, I mean, I'm still, and I've got to put my hands on it again. I've talked about this, but I'm still looking at that compact carry, but I've just got to see if those decockers are going to work for me, because when I first put my hands on it, I'm like, man, they don't really fit my hands good. But again, I was doing a quick kind of stand up with my cane thing. I want to get it over the counter, put my hands on it, play with it for a while, and just kind of tell the guy, leave me alone, let me play with this for a minute, see what I think. I'm not opposed to getting the carry, just so I have both, because I love the compact. So, you know, 2 is 1 and 1 is none, like I've talked about. So that way I would have one of each. But I just don't know yet, or I will buy another compact carry, or compact, not a carry. So I'm going to get another one. I just don't know which one I'm going to get yet. The next one I get, I've been thinking about, you know, having it done up, whichever one it is. But, you know, Ruger Vaquero, yeah. I'm not much into the cowboy guns, but that is a cool gun. So, but yeah, I was thinking about showing my revolvers because a lot of people ask, do you have revolvers? Oh my God, you're not a true gun guy if you don't have revolvers. I'm like, dude, I was shooting revolvers when you were shitting yellow. So, but, you know, they just don't do a lot for me. I mean, not that I don't like them. I've shot them a lot when I was younger, but, you know, it is what it is. So, I hear the trigger is pretty good on the carry for having a firing pin block. Yes, it is actually pretty good. It's not perfect. It has creep. It has a lot of take up. So when you're going to the wall, it's got a lot of take up because it has to hit the firing pin, you know, blah, blah, or the firing pin block, etc. decocker. But so it's not as crisp or less take up as the regular one. But is it bad? No, it's not. Is it better than the P01? Oh yeah, by far. Is it better than the P07 or P09? Yes, by far. So it's definitely a shootable trigger. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that gun at all. You know, it's whatever you like. I will never tell anybody what to buy. Y'all know me. I say shoot and carry what the hell you like, not what an influencer says, not what I say, not what anybody says. You shoot what the hell you like. If somebody says, I can't believe you're carrying that gun, screw them. Who gives a shit? That kind of goes back to that hype bullshit that I'm talking about. Who gives two shits what anybody says? I could care freaking less. I shoot what I shoot. I enjoy what I enjoy. I don't give a shit if you like it. You're just here for the ride. That's it. So there you go. That's my 2 cents. What's up, Marlon? How are you? As long as you have a gun, you're a gun person, yes. And I believe we're all gun people here. Now, I know we've got some trolls that jump in here and stuff like that. But like I said, I think, you know, I mean, kind of like me, I'm an old school 308 guy. Some people are like, 6.5, blah, 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 you're dumb for shooting 308. If we didn't have 308, we wouldn't have 6.5. I mean, but I'm telling you, for most of the distances that you're going to shoot, and if you want to do severe damage and you want to go through engine blocks, you want to punch doors, you want to punch things, 308 is the way, you know, compared to a 6.5. You want distance with wind, 6.5 is the way. Clyde says, do you have any experience, especially triggers, or do the pistol come with nice triggers from the beginning? No, I've changed tons of triggers. I mean, I've got videos way back where I change the triggers I don't like, I change. I'm a trigger snob. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I hope you know that. I do not like shit triggers. Probably 90% of my, or well, I'd say all of my ARs have upgraded triggers. I do not like mil-spec triggers. I've owned them. I've shot them because that used to be all you could get back in the day. I've surpassed mil-spec triggers, and I'm not a competition shoot. I'm not a, you know, precision shooter, but mil-spec triggers are not for me. They're antiquated. I don't like them. I'm not hating on anybody that does, so please don't take it that way. Also, for freaking 6-pound triggers, I've been there and done that and got a t-shirt. I hate them. I don't give two shits about a freaking heavy ass trigger. I don't like them. So what I don't like, I don't keep. If I can't change it, I don't keep it. So that's kind of the way I am. All my shit has nice triggers in them. And also, this is another thing. All these people, I can't believe you carry a 2.5-pound trigger in your 2011. You know, I had a 1911 that had like a 1.9 1 pound 9-ounce trigger. I've got some 2011s that have 2-pound 1-ounce triggers. Y'all have seen it, or there's videos out there of it because I have a trigger gauge, a Lyman. I just don't like shit triggers. I don't like heavy triggers, even for a carry gun. I do have carry guns that have 4-pound triggers, but I don't need a 6-pound carry trigger. I just don't, because I'm not putting my finger on the bang switch. I mean, that's just me. I'm not saying if that works for you, you know. I mean, you know, like I said, I'm not hating on people. Yeah, and I've got bronze guns. I really like bronze. I've got my 19X in bronze. I've got one of my 300 Blackouts in bronze. My My 97B is part bronze. I love bronze. I think it's a cool. Marsden says mil-spec triggers, in my opinion, are not good. No, they're not good. Now, you can take a mil-spec and you can clean it up to make it a little better, but at the end of the day, it's still a freaking mil-spec trigger. Running Henry says, can you say happy birthday to my brother, Nick? It would mean a lot to him. Happy birthday, Nick Gurr. I know what you're saying, and that's not very nice. That's kind of the oldest trick in the book, dumbass. Yes, Apex triggers are good triggers. They're completely drop safe. They do test them. I know the guys there. Y'all know that I've ran Apex in a lot of my guns. They work super great. But, you know, I mean, I have no problem with Apex triggers. I've got a lot of guns with Apex triggers. I've got a 2245 with an Apex trigger. I've got a Shadow 2 with an Apex trigger. A lot of people don't know they make Shadow 2 triggers, but they do, and they're awesome. I've got multiple Glocks with Apex triggers. I've had Smith & Wessons with Apex triggers. I really like Apex a lot. I like 3.5 pound triggers. Yep, Pistol Pete, I've got a bunch that are 2.5, 3.5. I've got some that are like 4.5. Yeah, and the M&P 2.0 with the Apex is the bomb. I mean, man, Apex has made M&Ps like awesome. You know, they've been really, really good. Matter of fact, that was my go-to for every M&P I had. I used to have like 4 M&Ps. They all had Apex triggers in them. 2 I bought and 2 they sent me. On the Glocks, 1 I bought, 2 they sent me. CZs, my P10s, they all have factory triggers and they're awesome if you shoot them. I mean, I don't have any problems with my CZ P10Cs, P10Fs triggers. And I've got 3 of those. I mean, they're great triggers out of the box. Also, a lot of people have asked about my CZ P10Cs and P10F. Both of my P10Cs are the 1.0s. They're the originals, and they are awesome. The triggers are great. As I sit here and stare at my wife's butt, she's out doing stuff in the yard. Excuse me, I had to look. You can't pass that up. But yeah, you know, like I said, somebody was just sending me, I guess somebody was commenting on a video while we were sitting here. Got 26 people in the live and 25 thumbs up. That's awesome, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate it. But, you know, I do want to shoot some shotguns as well. I want to shoot some buckshot. You know, shooting birdshot, unless I'm shooting clays and stuff, that really doesn't do anything for me. I want to get buckshot, or I've got buckshot. I've got a shitload of buckshot. I've got 8-shot pellets. I've got 9-shot. I do prefer 8-shot. I like it where they stack at 2, 4, 6, 8 versus 2, 4, 6, and then this crazy one that usually goes where you don't want it to go. I do prefer the 8-shot over the 9-shot if you're looking at self-defense ammo. For a 12-gauge shotgun, I'm a big 8-shot guy, not a 9-shot guy, but I own a lot of 9-shot as well. But I do want to shoot shotguns. I mean, I want to get back at it. Matter of fact, the 300 Blackout sitting in my bedroom right next to my nightstand. I want to take that thing out and shoot the shit out of it. I've just been jonesing to shoot 300 Blackout. I haven't shot a 30 cal in quite a while. I want to shoot super, and I'm a big supers guy with 300 Blackout. I know a lot of people love subs, and I have subs too, but I do prefer super in that because you've got a bigger range of ammo for it, and that will do damage. It's not a brick falling out of the air. Not that I hate on 220 or anything, because I've got a bunch of it and I do like it. and it's super, super quiet with the suppressor. But I want to shoot cans, and I do shoot my can on my 300 Blackout with supers. A lot of people say, why not? I don't give a shit. I do what I want. But, I definitely want to shoot that. Brian's jumping in saying, once again, no notification. That doesn't surprise me. You're not the first one to say that just tonight, Brian. So it does not surprise me. YouTube does not like me. We know that. So it is what it is. But I appreciate you being here, sir. And sorry, man, I've just been busy with work. Had a ton of conference calls today. So just been really, really busy. I saw that you called, but I just could not grab it. So, but yeah, I just want to, like I said, I want to do the back of the safe, start dragging out some guns that people have never seen. I mean, like I said, I've got guns that are over double my age. I want to show some of those. Damn, I want to lift that one up that's sitting right there. There's 3 of them sitting right there, but there's one particular I want to lift up right now, but I can't because I will get booted. Also, I want to ask your opinion, since y'all follow me. If, and I don't have one, if I started a Rumble channel, would y'all watch it to where I could show these things on video? Would y'all watch it? I'm not saying we're going to stop this chat. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to keep the Wednesday chat. But would you watch a Rumble chat? If I started a Rumble, would you go over to Rumble and watch it so I could show guns on a live chat? Would you watch that? So let me know, yes or no. What's up, AA? How are you, buddy? Armsman said yes, sir. A. Barnes says absolutely. Scott says yes. Big J, do you have an outdoor range near you? Yes, I can go to one. It's not near me. It's about an hour away, but yes, I do have one, so it's not super close. But let's Rumble. Yes on Rumble. So I'm getting a lot of people saying yes on Rumble. Clyde saying yes, sir. Okay. I know Armsman has been beating me up saying I need to start a Rumble channel, but I've heard from a lot of other YouTubers, that they just get no action. I don't think they do live chats, though. And I don't know if you can go live instantly over there. I really don't know. I don't know that much about Rumble. But, I was thinking about maybe starting a Rumble, and if you can instantly go live, maybe starting to do a separate live chat over there, where I could show a lot of this stuff and we could talk about it and I could show it and say, here's what I like, here's what I don't like, even for accessories, not just guns. But, I thought about doing something like that because, like I said, he's been beating me up and he's not the first one. A lot of people are like, you need to go to Rumble, you need to go to Rumble. But I just know there's not a lot of traction when you throw a video over there that I've heard from other people. But, Brian says, only reason I'm about outdoor range is it's hard to hear you when you put videos out shooting. Yeah, I deal with that, Brian. I'm sorry about it. I can't control it. It's a public range. But, that's why I got the better mics, hoping y'all could hear me. But I know it does come into play. What's up, Reloading from the Hot Pot? How are you, buddy? Appreciate you jumping in. Y'all can check out Reloading from the Hot Pot. He's got a channel as well. Pistol Pete says, I remember when YouTube allowed you to touch guns on a live back in the free days. Yes, I remember that as well. Also, I am going to start shooting some paper plates. A lot of people have been beating me up about the paper plates, saying you need to bring back your paper plates. So I thought about, I've got a whole freaking stack of them still. So I was going to throw some in the range bag. And if y'all didn't catch it earlier, I am going to start doing what's in the range bag, so to say, because I've had a lot of people asking. I've got multiple range bags, so I was going to start going through them. I have some specifically for certain guns that live in those range bags. So I am going to start doing that. Like my custom range bag from Lynx Defense, that's the black with the orange liner and the orange stitching. The pistol bag, it has 4 pistols that live in that bag, like I talked about earlier. So I want people to be able to see what's in that bag and kind of go over all the gear that's in it. And it's not just pistols, but it's the other items I carry to the range. So And then I've got the Concord. I've got, I've got a bunch of Lynx bags, even my rifle bags. A lot of people have asked what's in it, and it's not just a rifle. I've got, you know, like quick things that I can throw on. I'm not going to say the words of them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Quick things that I can throw on, that I have carried on the road with me, if something were to pop off. So I think y'all will appreciate that. I've got the Concord. I mean, I've got other Lynx bags that I do want to start showing. I think people will appreciate it. It could give you some ideas. I'm not saying I'm the master of anything. I'm not. I just kind of like how I set up things, but everybody sets up things differently. So there's not a one size fits all. That's why I said take everything that you see with a grain of salt and adapt it to what works for you, whether it be the gun, the holster. The only thing I do recommend is carrying a damn good gun belt and a damn good holster. So that's what I always recommend. Don't carry shit stuff. Armsman saying, Big J, go back to the deck of cards. Yeah, I mean, man, what's crazy, and that's what I don't understand. I mean, I know they're throttling me back, but, I've got videos that I would get 500,000 views on, and then I've got videos I've got 123 views on, like this last one, the Shadow Systems. I mean, this most current one, and I understand, I don't edit and do all these high-tech videos. It's not a movie, I get it. But I'm just like, damn, man, what the hell's going on? Hello, Thomas. He is from, looks like Britain, or the UK. That's cool. Have you tried Core Essentials belts? Yes. If you follow me, I have about, I think I have like 6 Core Essential belts. Matter of fact, if you want a code, it's BJGG5, I believe. It might be BJGG10, all capitalized, but that'll save you 5 or 10% off if you want to use it. I don't make any money on it, but it helps you guys out. But yes, I love their belts. Lee Enfield, I don't know who he is. Rich B says, I still get your notifications. I guess I am the chosen one of the week. Yeah, it sounds like it, because apparently other people aren't, so. Brian says, did you see the Mac video with SIG about the 320 issue? Shows the holster may have been the issue, not the gun. Yeah, Brian, I saw it, and it's bullshit. We talked about it earlier, and I don't buy it. Glocks, CZs, 1911s, 2011s have been carried in Safariland. That's the #1 holster for law enforcement and military for 1,000 years, and they're feeding you a line of bullshit. So, yep, that is not the cause. So that might be their answer, but if you look at it, they're doing this. Blame everybody but themselves. So I don't buy it. But again, that's my opinion. Everybody can have their own opinion. I'm not telling you what to think, but I call bullshit. Let's catch back up here. Yeah, SIG's passing the buck on that deal. E-Dog, I'm not coming back, man. I went out to get some smokes, or went out to get some snuff and some cold beer or cold whiskey, and I'm not coming back. I'm sorry. Your mom has to take care of you now. I ain't coming back. Pistol Pete says SIG equals shot in the gonads. No, E-Dog, I'm sorry, man. I can't come back. Nope. You're on your own, brother. Lottery ticket. But yeah, we're about 8:08. We'll go for a little bit longer. So if you've got anything y'all want questions on or anything, and also I want to hear your ideas. If y'all have got ideas of what y'all want to see, if there's anything in particular, let me know. Holly Toxic Girl says, old guys with guns, legend. Yes, I'm a legend in my own mind. Yep, legend in my own mind. No, I'm just here for, moral support and helping people out. All SIGs are decockers, according to Ken Hagathorn. Man. I mean, I can appreciate Ken for what he's done in the past, but, like I said, people advance with flashlights and red dots and whatever they want to carry. But to banish people for saying don't carry that, that's stupid. You know, I mean, I understand what he's done in the past, but man, you can't segregate people for carrying a flashlight or a red dot on their gun, and if they want to use irons or whatever. I mean, we're freaking America, man. Do what you want to do. Don't tell people what to do. Yeah, Ken. I remember Ken's sights. Yeah. But, like I said, I want to start, like right in one of my safes, I want to drag out the 308 12 and a half. I want to shoot it. I want to shoot my 12 and a half inch 300 blackout. I want to shoot my 10 and a half inch 300 blackout. I want to shoot some of my 5.56s. I want to shoot my big boy 308. I mean, man, I just want to shoot some rifles. It's been a long time since I've shot rifles. Let's see here. He says, recently purchased a Henry 22 LR, keep the sight stock or go sniper scope. I mean, on a 22, it's whatever you prefer. If you've got young eyes, I say, those peep sights or the regular sighting system is great. But, I mean, I'm an optic or a red dot guy, but whatever you prefer. It really comes down to you. All about you. Clyde says, I put a 1x10 on my 16-inch AR, 16-inch 308. Been looking at the Arken Optics 3x18 for a little more range length. 308, I mean, for a 1-10, that's not horrible, but you got to kind of look at it. You're either going to use the 1, which is okay, or you're kind of going to use the 10. So that's kind of on a 308 or a longer range. I kind of prefer like a 4 to whatever. If you want to put a piggyback on it or a 45 degree, red dot or something, or a small micro dot, that's cool too. But on one of those, I kind of feel the 1-10 or 1-6 shines on an AR 15 versus a 308. That's just my opinion. Take that for what it is, but I would prefer a little more reaching out. However, a 1-10 is going to be fine because the average person, especially in an urban environment, you're not going to be stretching out to 600 plus yards. So, I don't think that's horrible by any means. 5 to 35. Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to what you want. On my 308 16-inch, I've got a AMG Vortex HD AMG. What the hell is that? We talked about this before. What is that? A 4 to 50 or some shit? I can't even remember, 4 to 54 or whatever the hell it is. But yeah, it's crystal clear and you can see really far. No, Manuel, we're not going to play your stupid games. Different scopes for different guns. Trigger bar's got it right there. Yep. I mean, like I said, there's no wrong or right. It depends on what your application is. If you're going to shoot dominantly, somewhat up close or not super far distance, you don't need it. And I'm just being honest. My 308, my long boy 308, where I would probably dominantly shoot it would be 0 to 600 yards. That's where I would dominantly shoot it. Can I go to 1,000? Yeah. Would I? I mean, I've gone to, the farthest I've shot it was 650 yards. That's the farthest I've ever shot my my heavy metal 308. I've shot my 12 and a half 308. I took it out the same day. I've shot it to, what did I shoot it? 400 and something yards. I think it was like 450 or 475. But that's really not what that 12 and a half designed for. Could it do it? Yes, it could go farther than that, but that's not its purpose. And that's not what I would use it for. So, but again, that's really what it comes down to, you, what you're going to do with it. 4x16 is what William's saying. Optics are dependent on your target 95% of the times. Rare to have long distance targets if there's trouble. Exactly. I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. If you got somebody at 1,000 yards and you can get away and jump in your truck and take off, why not do it? I mean, you know, it's not like you're going to be fighting a mob at 1,000 yards away. Sorry, I just got to move my leg off this. It's falling asleep. So, I mean, if I can get the hell out of Dodge, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. I'm not going to stand around and wait. But, if it's 600 yards or 500 yards and it's incoming, and that even comes down to if you're hunting. If you're truly hunting, are you going to take a animal? I mean, if you've got a perfect shot, are you going to take a deer at 600 yards? It's not going to be super easy. I want to have a humane kill or a humane, harvest, I guess is the term we need to use. But, it's not going to be common. Yeah, there's nothing better than a home property defense than an AR and 5.56 or 300 blackout. Yeah, and if you're dealing with 5.56, definitely depend on your ammo of choice. I wouldn't be shooting 55 grain. I would go to 77 grain or 68 grain, 64 grain, whatever. I'm not a big, huge proponent of 55 grain for, I mean, it'll work, but I definitely prefer 77 grain for home or for defense is what I'm saying. But use what you want. I know many people that have been taken out by FMJ, so I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but I want something a little more oomph. So that is why I like 300 blackout or 308 personally, but to each their own. But it is 8:16. Do y'all want to go to 8:30? Y'all want to go another, 14 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever? Or do y'all want to shut it down now? Just let me know. I mean, I've got 15 minutes, so it's whatever y'all want to do. But yeah, there are a lot of things that I want to do and get cranking on the channel. Like I said, now that I can walk a little better, I want to start doing more tabletops. And I'm really excited about the Back of the Safe series. I think y'all will really enjoy it. Some of them I will probably have to do them on the tailgate because some are rifles and shotguns for the long boys and some of the long rifles. So, it's not going to work for, setting it up on a desk because you can't see it. So, yeah, I want to break out the truck and start doing some stuff from the tailgate. So I think y'all will enjoy that. So, but yeah, I've got, like I said, a lot of rifles y'all have never seen, a lot of pistols y'all have never seen, and some that I will never get rid of. They're going to be passed down, like I was saying earlier. Clyde says, did you say what the piece beside you tonight is? No, it is right here, and it is the Shadow Systems CR920 XP. And the reason it is, that is what I've been carrying this week because I've been doing some trainings and I needed a thinner piece, so to say. So that is what it's been this week. Prior to that, it was I did carry the CZ Shadow 2 Compact and the Shadow 2 or the Shadow System CR920 XP and the Shadow 2 Compact. So that tonight it is the Shadow System CR920 XP. So, and like I said, I'm really liking that gun. It's shooting well. I've got, as of right now, I don't have my book here with me, but I have way over 1,100 rounds with that gun. I think it's almost like 1,300 now. And it's been perfect with hollow points, FMJs, 124s, 115s, 147s, no issue. So it's been great. it is very thin for me, for my hand size. For most people, it would be perfect. But I still do shoot it pretty well, so not a problem there. Um, Brian says, "Do you have any customers you call on that will not let you carry?" What they don't know doesn't hurt them, right? So I don't just walk around with it hanging out. Let's put it that way. So, but yeah, there's some stuff I can't read. Let's put it that way. So, but man, wish I had some more. Damn, I need to pour 4 shots now instead of 3. We'll go to the big orange mug. That's just water. But yeah, I want to definitely get out, shoot some rifles, PDWs. Let my wife shoot some. I want her to shoot the 5.7. I want her to shoot the CP33 Kel-Tec, believe it or not. She's seen it and she thought it was pretty cool, but she hasn't shot it yet. So I think that'll be a fun one for her, suppressed and non-suppressed, on both the 5.7 and the CP33. I think she'll enjoy that. But, and I even thought about, just so y'all know, and I think we talked about it before, I thought about like getting the Kuna, that Springfield Kuna PDW, but then the more and more I thought about it, I was like, nope, I've already got the 17L with the Recover Tactical that I love, and I don't need any more PCCs. Because, and this is just my opinion, I'm not hating on anybody that has them, but if I can carry a Kuna 9mm, I can carry a 300 Blackout or even a 5.56. So that I would rather have a rifle cartridge than a 9mm cartridge if I could choose, for distance, so to say. So, and there's nothing wrong with either one. It's just a preference is a preference, and that's my preference. Brian is saying, is UT going to have a great team this year with Sellers, my South Carolina Gamecocks, or a scared team to face? Yeah, I think UT is going to have a good team this year. We got Arch. Hopefully, they will kill it this year. Of course, the proof's in the pudding. We're going to have to see. But I'm excited. I mean, I love college football, so, I'm definitely excited about it. Anytime I can watch football is a good time. So, definitely a huge football fan. Played it for a lot of my life personally and really, really enjoy it. So, and I know the NIL money is stupid. These kids are making some serious cash now. Big bucks. So good for them. Glad they're finally getting paid now. Because it sucked when they weren't. You get a lot of injuries and you don't get jack for it. So, but we're at 8:22. We got 16 people on right now, 32 thumbs up. So I appreciate that very much. Also, if there's any ideas you have after the chat, if there's anything you want to see like coming up, throw a message down there, let us know. So we'll see, what anybody comes up with. Or if you've got video ideas, let me know below. Like, hey, I want to see this, I want to see that. We'll try to maybe put some of that stuff together. The Heisman, yeah, it's going to be difficult this year because, like I said, there's so many people that potentially could get it. Quarterbacks, running backs. There's a lot of what ifs, but again, we got to see the proof in the pudding, and then we might know. This week, I was trying to go shoot this week. I don't think it's going to happen. Never say never, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But if not, definitely for next week, I do want to get in and try to shoot, get the leg, start kind of pressing it into certain positions that it doesn't like to go in, and go from there. But again, and for the first thing, I'm probably going to take one particular bag that has stuff in it. Maybe go through some of those in that bag, shoot those. just so you know, I am still using the Apex lube. Really enjoying it. Also, I did want to share Threat Cadre is back to doing videos. He took a year off because he was starting the lube company. So he's also doing some great videos talking about irons, dots, stuff like that. He's a hell of a shooter. If you haven't seen his videos, check out Threat Cadre. I think you'll enjoy his videos. Um, you know, pistols, dominantly pistols, but he does shoot rifles as well. Do you know of any other gun chat groups? Hard to find one other than yours. I mean, Turkey's Opinion has one. You know, you probably know about his. Trigger Bar Philosopher has one. I think he's moved his to Thursdays now. Um, but there's only certain ones I follow. There are some other ones out there I will not recommend. I watched them and they're stupid. They get into the racial crap and all that, and I'm just not. I'm not about that. So, you know. But like I said, you know, I'd probably just look around. Um, you know, maybe you could Google like gun live chats and stuff would pop up, and you could pick which ones you like. Like I said, I don't know. Those are the two that I would recommend, though. Thanks, Rich B. I appreciate you, buddy. Have a good night. And yeah, it's 8:25, so I think I'm gonna head out too. Go out and check on my wife. You know, go out and see what's going on out there. But I appreciate y'all so much. You know, like we're saying now, love one another. If you haven't talked to somebody in a long time, please reach out to them. I hope everyone's doing well out there. You know, I've got injuries, but mine are, you know, very small compared to some other people. So please pray for others out there. You know, we've got a great community. We want to keep it that way. So, but I appreciate y'all so much. Remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on. Thanks, everyone. Y'all have a wonderful night. Be safe.